Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. Do you want to stop procrastinating? In Eat That Frog, legendary productivity coach Brian Tracy teaches you the mindsets and tools that will help you achieve your goals and reach your potential. Hi and welcome to the Book Lab. I'm Björn and this is the place where we bring you the best book recommendations when it comes to philosophy, psychology, human nature and human potential. And today we're going to talk about Eat That Frog. I'm going to talk about the writer, the book, the key lessons and if you should pick this book up. Who is Brian Tracy? Brian Tracy, he's an old school motivational speaker and personal development guru that has been at it since the 80s. He has made a living on coaching and writing about personal success from all the different angles: time management, productivity, positive thinking, confidence, leadership, yes, all the things. The expression "eat that frog" is a metaphor to encourage people to tackle the most undesirable and most challenging task first thing you do in the day. Get the most important thing done first. You know, that one thing that if you did it, the day would be great even if you did nothing else. But it's always challenging to do that and not procrastinate on it. Eat That Frog has sold millions of copies and its success has been attributed to its very actionable advice and its straightforward way of helping people achieve their goals. In this book review, I want to share some key takeaways that I got from this book so you get a little bit of a taste of what you're in for if you decide to pick up Eat That Frog. First off, we have the 80-20 principle. You should 80-20 everything, quote. Apply the 80-20 rule to everything. 20% of your activities will account for 80% of your results. Always concentrate your efforts on the top 20%, end quote. The 80-20 principle, also known as the Pareto principle, is one of the most important concepts that I've ever stumbled upon in productivity. The thing is that efforts and results are unequally distributed, and if you take advantage and exploit this fact, then you can have massive results and at the same time be more lazy than everyone else. If you want to know more about this principle, I have a review up where I go into detail about this concept of the book, the 80-20 principle by Richard Koch. There is a link to that in the description below, and if you don't know about it, you should not miss out. Another great productivity hack that have helped me a lot is to ask yourself certain questions and pondering the answers. And this book provides us with two great questions if you want to advance and get more results in your career. The first one is, what one skill, if I developed it and did it in an excellent fashion, would have the greatest positive impact on my career? The second question is, what is the one thing that only I could do that, if done well, would really make a difference? These are two great questions to ponder. I also have two other ones that I used myself that are not from this book, but one of them is, what else? What else could I be doing right now? There's an opportunity cost in everything you do. When you decide to just do something, you also decide not to do something else. And asking yourself this question continuously will help you avoid situations where you do something that you actually don't want to do and don't lead you where you want to go. For example, ending up scrolling Twitter or Facebook or watching stupid YouTube videos when you actually were supposed to do something else. The second question is, do I like this? This is a very, very foundational question. Sometimes we haven't asked ourselves. We do the same things day in and day out. We have our routines, we have our habits, but we don't stop to ask ourselves, do I like to do this? When we start doing that, we will find that there are actually options and things that we can discard from our life, or at least do less of. The third idea that I enjoyed in this book, but it was also a bit uncomfortable because I'm pretty bad at this, and it's to develop a compulsion for completion. In the work that I do, I'm a game developer. It's so easy to jump on the next thing before you actually finish something 100% because the definition of done is often vague. There's a lot of things you can do in every minute, but being able to complete things, to be able to tick them off your list fully is just a great way to build better confidence and boost your productivity, because it's quite rare that people finish what they start in a timely fashion. It's pretty hard to review this book because I have read books like The Compound Effect, Deep Work, The 80-20 Principle, Essentialism, Atomic Habits, Stolen Focus, and yeah, I have reviews of all these books, I think, and I will provide a link to those reviews in the description below. So the problem is that because I read so many books about this topic, there's absolutely nothing new in this book. So it's really hard for me to look at it with a beginner's mind, to unknow what I already know. I'm falling into the curse of knowledge bias on this one, but I will still try to give you an idea of if this is for you or not. For me, this book was an excellent reminder, and it was a way to solidify some ideas that I already know. And it was also a bit of a wake-up call to read this book because it reminded me of where in life I fall short. I have, for instance, been bad at putting first things first. I sometimes tend to do smaller, more fun tasks before the really important ones that would make a key difference. I've been really bad at scheduling big chunks of times to eat big frogs, and that's definitely an area that I need to improve myself. So even if you know a lot about productivity, this is a great primer because it's quite short and it covers a lot of different ideas. To be honest, if you're a beginner reader, I think this is a really good way to start when it comes to productivity, because it goes through all the key components of productivity. It's time management, how to split up tasks, how to prioritize. It covers it all on a quite shallow level. But if you're only going to read one book that will improve your productivity, then this is probably it. I did it my way and read all of these books, but if you're not a book addict like myself, then reading this one is faster and you will get like 80% of the results. But if you want to get more in depth, then all of these books are recommended to you. All in all, Eat That Frog gets a thumbs up if you're a beginner reader. It's a bit of an old school self-help. It definitely has that typical self-help tone to it. If you're a more experienced reader and you already know these concepts, then there's not really much to get out of this one. I think it's better to just spend your time, sit down and actually planning and executing work and thinking about your goals. That's time better spent for someone who is experienced in the field. That's it for this week. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to more of this type of content, because I put out videos, book reviews like this every week, and I also do a monthly roundup of all the new releases that are coming up next month. So I think next week I will actually present the most exciting books that are coming out in November. So I'm looking forward to digging into those release lists and see what kind of nuggets I can find. Have a great week, everyone. See you next week. Björn out.